What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Lil Says. So back here again for another video. Today we got a video uploaded by Jubilee. This is Teen Boys Anonymously Answers 7 Burning Questions. This is a new one for Jubilee, right? I don't think I've ever seen a video quite like this. You know what I'm saying? There's a little blurb here. Let's read it. Mask Off is a social experiment. Hold on. Mask Off is a social experiment exploring authenticity and anonymity. I don't know why I struggle saying that. The views expressed in this video are the opinions and experiences of the cast members whose names have been changed for their privacy. This ought to be an interesting video. I wonder what kind of spicy, interesting questions they may or may not ask. And I wonder, I've already peeped one of them was about feminism, and so this is gonna be interesting because it's like the type of stuff that like I feel like people want to talk about and kind of have an opinion on, but they're scared to share it due to backlash or being canceled or being called a word. You know what I'm saying? So this could be very, very interesting and informative to a lot of people, hopefully, to realize that it's not as black and white as we may have thought it was. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so let's get into it. But before we do that, y'all let me know down below in the comments, how's your day? Hopefully it was pretty good, but if it wasn't, hopefully this makes it just a little bit better. Let's get it, man. Let's go. This ought to be good. Jubilee. I love the switching up of the content.
In an age of call-outs, culture wars, and perfect facades, people can be afraid to express how they really feel.
Exactly.
So we brought together 7.
I'm gonna try. Okay, a little bit of diversity. Okay, I'm gonna try to be as honest as possible in these videos because I don't like to. I'm gonna give my honest takes, and some of them may be hot takes, but it is what it is.
Strangers protected their identities and asked them all 7.
And my identity is out here, so you guys know it is what it is.
What will be revealed when we take the mask off?
Kai, Liz. Oh, it's boys and girls. Okay, I thought it said teen boys. Wait a minute. So why is? I mean, I guess I guess a guy can be named Liz, right? Right? I guess sure. I've never met a guy named Liz, but I guess it's a thing. Who am I to say? My name's Mike.
No. Is yes. You will flip on your life.
It'll turn green.
Do you watch porn?
I have seen it.
It's accessible, and because it's accessible and it's there, people use it. I'm one of them.
I wonder, is the voice modulator like adjusted?
I think most guys can agree that they have at least at some point watched it.
Yeah.
And you know, I mean, it's
honest.
If you can enjoy it in a healthy way, if you can enjoy masturbating in a healthy way, I think then like by all means.
Now that all that extra stuff is that's
yeah,
you guys. That's personal to you all, so you all can.
A lot of my teenage years, I spent a lot of time self-obsessing over it to the point where it kind of became an addiction. And it took until very recently to get out of the hole of, paying for porn. I do watch it, but I don't like that I watch it.
I'm going to bring everyone else into the conversation.
I guess.
I said no. I used to watch it a lot before.
Okay, so it's like, it's an active question. Like, do you watch it actively? Because I thought, like, do you watch it is like, I mean, I think most guys, especially even in school, like, have seen it at some point. So, to be honest, like, even amongst other friends and stuff.
I was addicted to it. My dad is in prison, so there was no one really for me to talk to about sex. So porn was my education on sex.
Interesting.
From personal experience, it messed me up because after watching it so much, I'm sure we've all been there where you're on page 5 and like nothing is right. Like you're looking for that right video, but your dopamine like receptors and everything is so messed up at this point that the same thing that would get you off wouldn't get you off anymore, right? I went so deep into it where I'm a straight man. I started watching trans porn because it was just erotic in a different way that I've never seen before. I needed more stimulation.
Yeah, you gotta chill out,
because
buddy.
of pornography. So I don't think it's just entertainment. It actually affects with your brain.
Yeah, it does mess with dopamine and
Do you think that a lot of teenagers or teen boys are really educated on the effects of pornography?
No, a lot aren't. No.
Have you ever
Especially
cried
due to the
in
way.
front of someone else?
Yeah, family. I don't think I've ever cried in front of friends or anything like that, but I have in front of family quite a while back. But like at stuff like funerals and stuff. But I was also quite younger too, so I think, at least in my head, it's understandable. Not saying that you can't cry, but it's like it wasn't like I was just crying to cry. You know what I'm saying? Like, and not one of those. But yeah, funerals or so. Okay, everyone say yeah.
I wholeheartedly agree with this statement. I feel like it's easier to open up towards women, which is kind of embarrassing, but like, quite frankly, I feel like
I can see why you would say
emotions
that.
more because they really understand.
Women are emotional creatures, and they usually respond well to emotions of others. Although I'd say it's not in your best, especially if she's not related to you. She's not like a close, like super close, years on years friend. I wouldn't suggest like being super emotional or even crying to most women, because honestly they don't care, and it's going to affect the way they see you. That may be a hot take, but I don't suggest crying to women unless maybe like your mother or a close family member. Other than that, I don't suggest it at all. That's what you got, friends.
I feel like crying is sort of normal to them, and they see of it as like a way to express themselves.
Right.
It's interesting that you said that you're more comfortable to cry in front of women. I had a girlfriend and she broke up with me over text. And before that, we were like talking, and I cried in front of her, and I was being honest, and I thought that's what you're supposed to do. That's what my dad taught me, right? But I guess she interpreted it as being insecure. And she broke up with me, and that really messed me up for a little while, because it's like, well, now I know I can't show any kind of insecurity. So I don't like crying in front of women. Like, I'd rather cry in front of some family that I trust, right?
Right, exactly. That's exactly what I said.
I'd rather find a stranger on the street and tell them everything I'm going through, because I will never see them again in my life, and I feel like they won't be able to judge me. I'll never see them.
I'd rather have a stranger think I'm strong and my family know all my problems, so it's interesting.
Feminism has gone too far.
Yes. Okay, Kai.
In the feminism movement, there's so much of tearing down men,
misogyny. I mean, no, misandry. My bad. See, misandry. Too many people don't even know what the word is. I bet half of you probably don't even know what misandry is, or what a misandrist is. You know what I'm saying? It's a real thing. Look it up. A lot of it is deep rooted in feminism, and some of the modern feminism, I should say.
But if the
Toxic
women want us men to step up, then I feel like it'd be a lot more productive, instead of tearing down men and telling us all what we're doing wrong, than to, on the other hand, to build us up. I guess for the sake of keeping us accountable for our actions. And
everyone should keep everyone accountable. Women should keep other women accountable. Men do the same
to certain things. I just think that's quite unfair, and it's like you got to put in the work. You got to put in the certain things to earn these things, and it's not like women are granted less access to these jobs. I mean, I know there's plenty of women who are in business, who are doing good things for America.
Right.
I just find it counterintuitive that this whole feminist movement is advocating for equal rights in certain things when they already have access to them.
I agree with my guy.
I'm a feminist. I guess I believe in the equality of men and women. I think that when we talk about feminism, a lot of it boils down to employment. I think that the bringing down of men, you guys keep on saying bringing down men and shaming them. I think that is way overstated. I have never been shamed for my maleness.
Wow. I can literally go online and be shamed for being a male. Like, I've never seen a woman in person necessarily being shamed by another woman for being a woman, but you can definitely see men and even women shaming other men for being men and be like, oh, this, like, what? I don't agree with that, because I can see it all the time on social media and even other stuff. So it's like, what? Twitter, come on now, like, dog.
I think, if you look at any movement, there's definitely going to be
good and bad.
A radical portion of that movement, but at the same time, I want to open up the question to you guys. Do any of you guys have personal experience where you feel you've been brought down, like to bring a woman up?
A little bit, like in high school. And it's not like the worst thing in the world that we have. Like in ASB, my sophomore year, there was like happy thoughts, right? Like every Friday, you just write something and you put it in the bin. It'll just be the girls and then some, more of the feminine guys complimenting each other, which is not a problem. But as they're complimenting each other, oh, look at you, you're killing it, and then they'll even like insult me. It went from being happy thought to build up Women Day. You know what I mean?
I feel like there's a wall, and we should break down that wall and focus on the human race. Not women, not men, not Mexicans, not this. We should all bring each other up.
I've been anxious about my penis size.
I think we all have at one point until I discovered how I say this proper. I'm not gonna I ain't gonna I fall into a certain percentile where I'm like, oh, like, at least here in America, I fall into a certain percentile to which I don't know how to say this without I'm above average. I'm gonna leave it at that. So I'm happy, but I was at one point when I was like in younger grade, like grade school, like middle school and stuff. Like I was like, I'm not sure where I should be at, you know. But you get over it. You realize what
I started
you're fine.
watching pornography, I think around the age of 11 or 12, and that's a very impressionable, vulnerable place to be in. So of course, there's always these feelings about looking at your body.
Yeah, and I think the competition is probably what affects me the most part. It's the thing you're like, I know good and well there's dudes bigger than me, and she says it doesn't matter, but it still plays on my mental when I go to sleep at night.
Currently, I'm not really afraid of the size that I have because I am kind of becoming more confident in my body and the way that I am.
Good for you, man.
I don't really feel like it's going to matter nearly as much when you're with someone for 10 years as you are for a one-night stand. So I am not personally that uncomfortable with my size.
Good, man.
Everything
Be confident.
that you just said is true.
Confidence goes a long way.
Become confident in your own self by knowing what people really look for. But it's hard to get on Netflix and watch Euphoria and think these are grown ass.
One, I thought Euphoria was on HBO. Two, why do you watch that, man? Stop. What for? It's not even good. I'm gonna be honest, I've never actually seen it, but from what I hear, it's really not all that. It's mainly drama and sob-ish for women to watch because women enjoy watching other women and people make stupid decisions and do ish they wish they could do themselves or they want to do themselves. Hot take, maybe. I don't care. It is what it is.
Us men playing high school people, and you think well, that's not what I look like, and then you think about every person that I have been or will be with has probably seen this. I think that's really where that anxiety comes from. It's just the fact that other people probably have expectations.
Okay, yeah.
I have questioned my sexuality.
Nope, not really. Not really. Me personally, I've always just known that's what attracts me. That's what I'm interested in. That's what turns me on. So never really have I ever personally questioned it. Not even in the, you know what I'm saying? Not really. So I feel like some people just know and some others are a bit more confused than others, but I just know.
I guess growing up, I was never one of the jocks
macho
of school.
Yeah. I wasn't either, but
into music,
I was a guy.
Theater,
I did guy things.
Growing up,
I guess.
I was always bullied because of that, because I was being too gay or whatever, and I always hung out with the girls. And I definitely did kind of buy into what everyone else was saying, the peer pressure of saying, oh, you're gay, this is how you're going to end up turning out because this is how you are now. With where I am now in my life, I've just kind of gotten to a place where I've grown to be confident. I know what my identity is.
People thinking that definitely
I need a thumbnail, sorry guys.
Thinking, it gets you thinking well, am I or should I be? It's should I be attracted to dudes because I like things that are
hopefully I'll get a good thumbnail out of that.
But then I guess it just reveals the issue that we've made certain things gay and made certain things straight.
Yeah, right. Mine didn't stem from any kind of extra curricular activity. Myself stemmed from porn, as I mentioned before, and when I started watching trans porn, and it's weird to say, but I got really nervous. I got really nervous because I thought maybe I'd be gay. And so, I did my research on it, and I was kind of obsessed with trying to figure out what this could mean. And all the stuff I would look
certain
at
avenues.
saying, if you watch trans porn, you're still straight because they're women and stuff like that. But I'm thinking what would my family think? I've never sought out, and every time I talk to a trans woman in real life, there's no actual attraction there. So I'm still lost.
I've worked with two I can think of off the bat, you know what I'm saying? I'm currently working with one right now, and it's a big building, so it's not like I work with her close or nothing, but I'm being respectful, but yeah, I'm not my thing.
The fact of what I actually am attracted to, but I guess I am still straight because there aren't women.
Okay.
Quite frankly, right now I feel happy with my sexuality.
Good.
And I feel it's not wrong to question your sexuality in terms of in America, you're free to question whatever you want. You can question your religion. You can question your culture. It's just society is the things that constrains those certain things to be what's normal and what's wrong.
I feel like there's such a strong stigma.
I feel like we need certain
to be
things.
straight,
I
you
feel
know?
like we need certain the implementation of certain like what's generally accepted and what's generally more taboo. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, and here's the thing: modern progression society, Gen Z, all that kind of stuff. We're kind of breaking down this whole taboo thing, and like whereas nothing is really taboo now. It's like everyone's can do whatever, and it's like free expression and so on, etc. But me personally, I'm a bit more traditional in the sense of like I feel like we should have what's more generally accepted and what's more generally considered to be taboo, and it kind of, I'm not gonna say outcasted her, but it's more like on the side of where it's like not too many people explore, and I feel like it's like that for reasons of natural evolution and progression of society and societal needs and stuff like that. But I don't know. I feel like we're reaching a point now where I don't really see society going in a super great state, and a lot of things are gonna go bad, like families, birth rates, a whole bunch of different stuff just seems to be plummeting. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm a bit skeptic of the future.
Like, or strong, like a signal, or like a pushing you into it. That even right now, I feel the desire to like explain myself, even though we're anonymous right now. I feel like I've never been with I've only been with like actual like cis women, but like I know that's like no one is judging me. We're all here to be honest. But it's such a stigma that from the last 18 years of my life, that in this moment right now I feel embarrassed and ashamed for something that's just the way it is.
I'm scared of dying.
I feel like we all were or are at some point. I kind of got over it as I got older, but when I was young, I used to think about that a lot.
I think of it as like I'm extremely scared of death. I mean,
Yeah. I used
watched
to be
my
like
father
that.
die like right before me. It's a scary thing. They just
wow.
stop breathing, and just the idea of like nothing is just extremely terrifying to me. It's like you don't really know what's going on. Like, are you even thinking?
Find a
when
religion.
you're there? You're just
Shoot.
a blip out of just space.
It is terrifying. We don't know. And as a Christian, I want to pretend that like I know that there's heaven and hell, but at the end of the day, I genuinely don't know.
Yeah, I think I always had the fear as a kid.
I'm not
growing
gonna,
up that, I'm gonna
Christian.
die in like.
Christians are gonna be like, well, you're not really a Christian, then you really don't know. It's like, come on now. But I understand what he's saying. He's still young, so I feel like you got to give him time, let him explore and come to find understand this through time and stuff.
Fulfill like what I wanted to do.
I don't have the
Right,
answers,
right?
too.
But every time I thought about dying was as an old person. But
Really?
2 years ago when I started working as a lifeguard, this lady and her friend came to the pool, and I have the music going and everything. She just starts having a seizure, and luckily, I did everything right, and EMS showed up, and she was safe. But then 2 weeks later, she unfortunately had another seizure while driving, and she died. And that's when I realized life is like, it can happen to anyone at any point. And if I just die and don't do anything with my life, then that's what I'm scared of.
I'm more so scared of not doing anything.
I said that I don't
just
fear
dying.
death because unlike you guys, I don't really have an experience, so much hands-on experience with death.
Am I afraid of the fact that I will die someday? No. But
I was more so also, I wasn't afraid of dying necessarily. I was more so afraid of the process of how I might die. Was it be a horrible, painful, excruciating death, or would it be some kind of quick? Like, I've always been like, if I die, let me die in my sleep or something, It's not peaceful, relaxing, My great-grandpa passed away like that in his sleep. So I was like, wow, such a peaceful way to go out.
obviously the fact that
At least
it
I
might
think.
come
I don't know.
way sooner than you expect is a scary thought. But like, it's the one thing that makes life like special. You know what I mean? It's the one thing I feel
Your
like
time
that
is limited.
actually gives meaning to it. Because
Yeah.
if you would never die, then you would never do anything.
Good
Because
point.
you would always have more time to do it.
All right, it's a good point. Final question. What's the final question?
You guys feel like you can actually be your genuine self when you're like talking to a girl or hanging out with a girl?
There's
Interesting one. I was literally talking about this topic a while back. Yes and no. My reasoning for which is depending on the girl and like the history you have with said girl, what it is you want from dealing with said girl. when you're just friends and you're not trying to further it anything other than just friends, I feel like you can be your absolute unapologetically yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you're probably not scared to lose her because you're not interested in her in a romantic or sexual way. So it's like you're probably more so okay with saying certain things because you don't really care about turning her off or making her uninterested from you. And so it allows you to be yourself, I guess, in a way. Maybe that's my thinking. Because if it's a girl you're interested in, a girl you're trying to, be romantic or intimate with or whatever, you don't want to say the wrong things to make her, to turn her off or to, like, turn her away from you. You know what I'm saying? But you also realize that you have to, like, hold back the reins on certain things you would say or do, like you would do with your guy friends, because you realize, like I said, that stuff you probably do with them is not really a turn on for her. And it's, you know what I'm saying? Also, women generally can't handle the truth, so you can't even really tell, like, what it is. Sometimes now this might sound bad, but you can't really tell them what it is, like, your exact thoughts on what it is you want to do sometimes, because, like I said, they can't handle the truth. Because when you tell them the truth, a lot of times, like, I'm not gonna say it's repulsing, but it's like women like to be told lies. They like to be sold a dream. You know what I'm saying? That's why they say it's not what you say, it's how you say it. You know what I'm saying? It's not what they see, it's what you do. Or, you know what I'm saying? It's not what see is what you hear, whatever. It's basically it's how it makes them feel. You know what I'm saying? That's the snippet of it. It's how it makes them feel. That's why you can feed them lies and they'll believe it, even from dudes who they know are no good. So, yes and no.
Definitely difference between, like, talking or opening up to, like, my friends that are girls versus, like, a girl that I'm interested in.
Right.
Like, obviously, if you're trying to impress a girl, you're gonna be dressed nicely. You're gonna wear some cologne. You're not gonna, like, fart around her, right?
Right. Exactly.
It's a filter thing. But, like, when it comes to your mom, your mom's a girl, and I wholeheartedly trust my mom. So I'm gonna be myself around the people I trust more.
Yeah,
I guess that's what
generally
it is.
a good way to put it.
There's a lot of times I walk away with talking to a girl I'm really interested in, and I'm like, man, I didn't just go up and be me. And then my best friend, right? he used to be my best friend. He's kind of a womanizer, but I see him get so much, like.
He's kind of a womanizer, but he used to be your best friend. Is it because of that? He's kind of a womanizer. He's no longer your friend. You're not a good friend, man. Come on, dog. Like, I don't like that. I don't like the fact that he, like. I hope that's not what he was trying to correlate and say that's the reason why he's not friends with them. Womanizer, you.
Like, success, and every time I've gotten success is doing things that he's done, which is just putting on a facade and telling them what they want to hear.
I think it's good to be yourself because, I mean, you can only put a mask on for so long.
True. That's why you don't deal with them for too long.
To people and realize that I'm not the only one who feels a certain way about things it's nice, and it's a step in the right direction for me in becoming more comfortable with being open and honest with everybody.
I think just the whole
always support honesty. In fact, I had a interesting thing where today I was being as open and honest as I possibly could, and I actually got the results I wanted from being honest. You know what I'm saying? Like I was being, I'm not gonna say unapologetically, but I was being honest, and I had a way about going about doing so, but I was being extremely honest, and I got what I wanted. It was like sometimes I feel like guys feel like they can't be honest. They can't be honest when they actually can, and like for example, me myself, like. Sometimes I feel like when dealing with women in particular, it's like you don't know sometimes how they're going to react. Or you have an idea how they may react, and you're just like, okay, how can I say this or explain this in a way in which she doesn't react? You know what I'm saying? So, it's a toss-up sometimes.
Like, this won't bite me in the end later, or like right. Someone's not going to listen to this and think, oh, that guy's bad. I have more safety of expressing my honest opinions. And whether those be good opinions or bad opinions, it's like, it's a better way to express one's true self without trying to be influenced by what high school is and all the people influencing you in high school, because frankly, high school is just popular culture, what people think is popular.
Yeah,
Thank
true.
you so much.
Then the lights come on and they see everybody's clothing and they're like, oh, that was you. It's not really all that anonymous. It's anonymous, I guess, for the cameras, but it's not anonymous for everyone on set. But whatever. Interesting. Good video, Jubilee. I actually really enjoyed this. You brought up some really great, interesting conversation points I feel like we don't really talk about too much, especially on such a huge platform such as Jubilee. You know what I'm saying? So, shout out to you guys. It was a great video. I liked every single question they had brought forth, and I thought they were interesting questions, of which, you know, I myself could even relate to, and have a stake in like saying certain things about set prompt. So yeah, enjoyable video, great video. I feel like I was being as honest as I possibly could. You guys have any further questions or questions about anything I said, or anything questions they said, or you have any stories of relatability to this, feel free to share it in the comments, man. This is the internet. You can be absolutely anonymous. I don't know who Game Changer 96 is. I don't know who that is, bro. And everyone else pretty much doesn't know who you are. So feel free to share your stories and all the kind of stuff down in the comments, and I may even share some of mine and converse with you guys. Never know. With that being said, you guys, shout out to Jubilee, subscribe, watch their videos, like the videos, come back every day, do the same thing, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitch, follow me on YouTube, and also follow me on Instagram at Lyris. So same YouTube channel. That being said, peace.